Kiefer Bartholomew, an Arima youth, was pronounced dead at the hospital after he was shot in Arima on Monday. Kiefer Bartholomew of Calvary Hill was standing near a building in the community along with a group of people when a gunman approached from Agent Street. The hooded shooter ran and began unleashing bullets at Bartholomew, chasing him to the back of the structure. The others scattered for safety. Task force officers were contacted around 8:50 p.m. and on arrival were informed that the victim was taken to the hospital where he died. Police say he was known and was previously seen in a video flaunting weapons. Now, the big
Good
news.
morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to all my people around the world. This is Stop by local, regional, and international, home and abroad. A police officer was shot and killed on Christmas Eve day. A police officer was shot and killed in Kelly Village, Caroni, on Tuesday night. The victim has been identified as Nicholas Victor of Bagner Chase Village. He was an officer attached to the Highway Patrol Unit. According to police report, around 8:40 p.m., Victor had just left the Rainbow Supermarket in Kelly Village and was walking towards his vehicle when he was approached by two men. One of the men opened fire on Victor, hitting him several times. The second individual then relieved the officer of his cash and valuables, including his service firearm. The assailant then fled the scene. Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith has since offered his condolences to the family and friends of Officer Victor and condemned the killing. Condolence to the family.
And here we have another shooting. The man who was fatally shot along Duncan Street, Port of Spain, on Tuesday afternoon has been identified as 24-year-old Damadas Ramjit. Damadas Ramjit of Germantown Junction, Kunupia, was shot at about 1:50 p.m. between Building 27 and 29 along Duncan Street. The injured man was rushed to the nearby Port of Spain General Hospital. However, he succumbs to his wounds. Police have no motive for his killing. However, CCTV cameras from nearby building and utility poles are to be reviewed with the intent of identifying the gunman. Meanwhile, earlier in the day, a 54-year-old man was stabbed to death at the Shogunas Market. Around 10 a.m., Christopher Mendoza got into an altercation with another man who stabbed him to the chest. The Brazo Seco man succumbs to his injuries and the assailant escaped by running through the market. More information and police are investigating. In other news, a 59-year-old mason was shot dead on Boxing Day morning in Pity Valley. The deceased has been identified as Sidney Clark of Sparrow Drive, Simeon Road. According to police report, around 4:40 a.m. Thursday, Clark was at home with relatives when they were awakened by their dog barking. Upon investigating, they saw three gunmen in camouflage clothing outside, all armed with firearms. The men began to shout police. Or they see how the men doing it. The men and them shout police. So you know you're going to alert the people and them and make them feel it's police for real. Clark complied, and upon entering the premises, the men asked for Clark's son. Clark informed the men that his son was not at home at the time. The men then left Clark in the living room and went to search for him. However, one of the relatives in the house at the time observed something amiss and shouted, "Them is not police." One of the gunmen then pointed his weapon at Clark and opened fire. The woman who raised the alarm retreated to safety and the gunmen then fled the scene. Clark died in the living room of his house. Police were notified and a team of officers from the Western Division and the Homicide Bureau visited the scene. Police are investigating and more update will come soon. Another man shot dead on Boxing Day. A 54-year-old gardener was shot dead in Moruga on Boxing Day morning. The incident took place outside the victim home at Edward Trace, police said. According to the police report, Around 7:15 a.m. on Thursday morning, the victim told relative that he was going to his garden to retrieve something. While there, relative heard several loud explosions. Upon investigating, they heard the victim saying names, calling the name of the shooter. "You shooting me? You shooting me? I seen you, boy." Relative then found the victim bleeding from wounds to his face and upper body. However, no one else was nearby. The injured man was rushed to the Princestown Health Facility. However, he succumbs to his wound. Another death on Boxing Day. I'm telling you, brethren, it ain't nice. It ain't nice at all. This is Stop By. Share, like, and comment. And don't forget to subscribe. I have other news upcoming. And I'm telling you, man, this is ridiculous. You see how them people and them just murdering people, even in the time of loving, when we know as a country we love to love and show love. Share, like, and comment, and subscribe. Stop By. I'm out.
Port, brother.